Making Room for the Baby Boom, Senior Living, essay by Tim Moddert. The situation summary is that National Development has owned a 5.3-acre property in Wellesley, Massachusetts for 2 years. It formerly was a planned site for a Stop and Shop superstore. Stop and Shop has gone through 13 years of legal challenges with Wellesley. Wellesley was concerned about the impact on traffic and the school system in developing this site. Wellesley is a very affluent suburb of Boston and home of many prestigious higher educational institutions, and now National Development needs to decide to build luxury apartments or senior living rentals. From a Christian worldview perspective, there are 4 areas that National Development should take into account in developing the property. 1, respecting authority. 2, being a good neighbor. 3, commitment to affordability. And 4, respect for the elderly. Stop and Shop filed many lawsuits against Wellesley due to them making zoning changes to stop development of their superstore. National Development should respect Wellesley's authority and adhere to its requirements to get permits and zoning approvals. Romans 13:1 tells us, "Let everyone be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God." Citizens, along with town officials, were also concerned about increased traffic and burden on the school system. As a good neighbor, National Development should take these into consideration. Each of us should please our neighbors for their good to build them up, according to Romans 15:2. National Development should also be committed to the affordability of their units, not just because of the incentive by the state to bypass local zoning bylaws, but in making sure their units are priced fairly and that they're not gouging customers. Jesus gives an example of this when he cleared the temple in Matthew 21, Mark 11, and Luke 19 from the money changers, not only because they were desecrating his Father's house, but also due to the seller of doves that were gouging their customers who had traveled there to make a sacrifice. If National Development were to decide to make senior living apartments instead of luxury apartments, it would be showing consideration for the elderly. Out of respect for the elderly, they should make sure the facility is well built and services provided are of highest quality. Stand up in the presence of the aged. Show respect for the elderly and revere your God. I am the Lord. Leviticus 19:32. The position statement is that National Development should commence with senior living units as opposed to the multifamily luxury apartments. Reasons being that there would be less impact on traffic and also on the school system. Senior living units also have better returns than the apartments. The senior living 10% entry model should be chosen over senior living rentals and senior living 100% entry fee and 90% asset sale units. The reasons being, the entry fee models have better returns than the senior living rental option, and secondly, senior living 10% entry fee models makes entry more affordable for seniors. Evidence to support the position statement is as follows. Wellesley's major concern with the Stop and Shop was traffic, plus citizens were concerned about housing unit residents' impact on the school system. Seniors in senior living would be less mobile than apartment residents, use fewer vehicles, and have less impact on traffic. Seniors also would not burden the school system. Demand for senior living facilities is increasing, according to the Small Business Development Center Network, as they stated in a 2009 article, and this is the year of which National Development's decision needed to be made. Quote, future industry growth will be spurred by the 77 million baby boomers planning to retire over the next 2 decades. With life expectancy continuing to increase in the U.S., many individuals who retire at 65 will have to decide where to spend the remaining 20 or more years. This is expected to increase demand for assisted living services and provides an exciting opportunity for entrepreneurs, end quote. The top-line best-case scenario comparison based on 100% occupancy indicates that senior living units' monthly revenues are $423,757 per month greater than the apartments. In doing the math, the total revenue for the apartments is $317,607 per month. For senior living units, the total monthly revenue is $741,364 per month. giving us that difference then equal to $423,757 per month. The cash flow model key aspects are total revenue, cash flow after debt service, and net sales proceeds. I won't get into the details at this point. You can look at those for yourself, but the bottom line is that 1, the senior living options have better returns than the apartments. 2, the senior living entry fee models have better returns than the senior living rental option. 3, the returns for senior living with 100% entry fee and 90% asset sale model are better than the senior living with 10% entry fee model by 30 times in year 2, 8 times in year 3, and 4 times in year 4, and are at parity in year 5. However, even though the returns in the early years strongly favor senior living with 100% entry fee and 90% asset sale versus the senior living with 10% entry fee model, net sales plus cash flow after debt accumulation are the same for both options. It's difficult to find seniors willing to pay the 100% entry fee initially. Plus, it's less desirable for national development to pay the $12,909,201 in asset sales in year 5 when they plan to sell the development. According to Irvin, Levin, and Associates, lower entry fees can make it more affordable for residents to get in, possibly not have to sell a home to pay for it, and they get the health care needed. This seems to be more attractive to seniors. As far as action plans, the best decision is for national development to proceed with implementing the senior living with 10% entry fee model and to take the following actions. The partners should confirm the decision, advise key stakeholders, officers, employees of the company, and ask for feedback. The decision should be effectively communicated to the rest of the organization. Site development planning should start. General site plans should be reviewed with Wellesley officials for input, support, and general approval. National development should ask Wellesley officials the best way to share the plans with citizens for good public relations. General site plans should be shared with Epic Senior Living, that's the firm that specializes in operating senior housing, for input on design and function and quote for service. National development should also share the plans with other senior health care providers for input and to quote competitively with Epic Senior Living. National development and Wellesley officials should share the overall plan with the state to show its compliance with the affordable housing requirements of Massachusetts Statute Chapter 40B, confirm national development's ability to bypass local zoning bylaws, and for Wellesley officials to show how they have improved their percent affordable housing with a goal of 10%, and currently they're at 5.5%. Next would be to obtain financing for the project. National development should share the plan with multiple potential bank lenders with the hopes of increasing the 60% loan value, decreasing the 6% interest rate, and delaying amortization for more than 3 years. They should also secure the 4%, which is 10% of the 40% equity investment from national development itself, 16% from the investment affiliate Charles River Realty, and 20% from outside co-investors as quickly as possible. Next, they should issue all site plans, drawings, blueprints, specifications, and request multiple building contractors to bid on the job. They should receive and review the quotes. They should select a contractor and then proceed with construction. Some of the risk potentials are described in this table with an indicator of being low, medium, or high risk and a recommended plan to manage them. The first one being national development stakeholders could challenge the plan. The risk of this is low, and if this does happen, they could co-develop and agree on a plan revision. Secondly, the Wellesley officials could challenge the plan. Risk level is low on this too, and in case this does happen, they could co-develop and agree on a plan revision for this one also. Third, Epic Senior Living prices are too high. This is a medium risk. They could consider other lower cost providers that they have asked to quote and or negotiate with Epic. Fourth would be their inability to obtain financing from a primary bank lender, from their primary bank lender. This is medium, and they should consider other bank lenders and or negotiate with the primary lender there too. Fifth would be unforeseen construction problems and cost overruns. The risk level for this is high. Using existing national development risk mitigation plans is what they should do, because construction to them is not new. They're familiar with what could happen here. Next are the references that were used. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I welcome any comments that you may have.